Hi there, it's Donna from Tuffy Crafting, and you may have come across me through a blog post that I've written in a blog hop that I've taken part in, making a floating card. I found this on YouTube from a crafter whose name now I've completely forgotten. I will put a link to it in the description bar so you can see the original. There's no dialogue over it, so it suits people of all languages, but you're going to get my dialogue over this. I've pre-prepared everything, otherwise it would take ages. This tutorial will be in centimetres. I haven't worked it out in inches. Not all of the inches are accurate enough, and I think it could be a bit difficult to work through. So all in centimetres at the moment, and if I can work it out in inches, I'll do a brand new video for you. So I've got a piece of card. This is Daffodil Delights. This is a lovely bright card, and this measures 28 centimetres by 14 centimetres, and that's been scored at 7 centimetres and 21 centimetres. So 28 by 14, score at 7, score at 21. And we're going to give these score lines a real good burnish. Now this is a fancy card, something to really wow the recipient with. And they're going to think he spent ages. And actually, once you've got everything cut out, it's relatively straightforward. I won't say it's easy. But it's quite straightforward. Now, at this point, you might then want to put something on the back. So a sheet of paper or card that measures 13.5 centimetres by 13.5 centimetres, and stick that on the back so that you can write your sentiment. I haven't done that, but that's something you can do. Also, with a piece of 13.5 by 13.5 centimetres, that sits in there quite nicely with a border all the way around. I've chosen basic white. You can do any colour combination you like. Get my glue going. It's really getting to the end of the bottle, and I hate throwing away. I've got 4 of them to the side of me, glue bottles that I won't throw away just in case there's a little bit left. No, it's going to have to be a new one. That's when I realised I'm down to my last bottle of glue, so that's an order that's going to have to go in. So I always use liquid glue when I'm doing layers on cards, just so that it gives me time to move it about a bit, but some people like tear and tape or the dispenser glue. Just have to be a little bit more exact with that. So just whiz some glue about on that, and then stick it down and use your bone folder to disperse that glue. Like that. I've just got 1 layer going on there. You might want a couple of layers. Just bear in mind that on our floating card we're going to have an extra mechanism coming in here, so it does make the card a bit deeper. And then you've got to think about getting it in an envelope and posting it. So the actual width of this card, if you're thinking about creating an envelope, is 14 centimetres, and in inches that's 5.5 inches. And I think that is pretty much square. Yep, so 5.5 inches square. So there's that. Now the next thing I'm going to do, I'm using the hand-penned designer series paper. I'll show you that in the catalogue very, very quickly. Really pretty, this paper, if I can find it. So hand-penned, and that is what it looks like. It just looks like it's been drawn on there. So this is 12 by 12 paper. Mine's cut up into 6 by 6 because I did a paper share. They're so pretty, aren't they? And then you've got these more muted tones on the back. And there's that one. Really, really pretty. With the blue and the lilac and the green and the yellow. So what I've done, I did originally cut out some panels to put there, and then realised that actually I wanted it to be multi-layered. So we're going to put those on there like that. So that's that side of this. So your card layer, the white card that I've got there, measures 6.5 centimetres by 13.5 centimetres, and the DSP measures 6 centimetres by 13 centimetres. Now, if you're trying to follow along with me, that's absolutely great. I'd love to know how you got on. If you are watching and then making later, please let me know how you got on. But also, if you want to refer back to the measurements, they are over on my blog, and there is a link to that in the description bar. So let's glue these onto each side. So if you have just come across me and you're wondering who I am, my name's Donna. I'm based in Mid Wales in the UK, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator, and have been for almost 3 years now, I think. Oh, just over 3 years. And I go by the name of Taffy Crafting, which you've probably already realised. I have my own team of demonstrators, and we have our own Facebook group. So if you're ever thinking about joining Stampin' Up, you're not only rewarded with a generous discount and a great joining offer, but also you become part of a community, which I never really understood until I joined. And then I thought, now I get it. It's the best part of being in this. So you wouldn't just be joining my team, you'd also be joining 2 other teams, because my 2 crafty friends, Karen and Victoria, they have their own teams as well. And so we have our own Facebook group with those 3 teams, and we do all sorts of things. You know, sometimes we chat on Zoom, sometimes we set each other challenges in our Facebook group. It's just a really nice thing to be in. We've become really, really good friends. Anyway, back to this. So that's 2 sides on there. Then have a think about what you're going to put on the front. So on the front, I haven't cut these out yet. I'm going to use this because it's in there, but it's also going to be on the front here as well, on our floaty bits. So I'm just having a look to see how much I've got. I'm going to have to use this one, and I'll use that for another card. I don't think it matters. It really does not matter. In fact, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to use this one, which is bigger. No, it doesn't go with the yellow. Sorry. We'll go with that. And then what I'll do is I'll cut a piece and then get them to match in the middle. So what I need is my white again. So let's get a piece of white, which I put somewhere. There we go. Let's see what we've got here. I've just got some scraps. I hate going into a new piece of A4 when I've still got bits of scrap. So this needs to be 6.5 centimetres by 13.5 centimetres. So that's one of them. I do need another piece of A4. Just need to quickly grab that. I've got loads and loads of bits of scrap cards, and I need to sort them out. I just need to go, right, they've got to go. And some people go, no, don't get rid of it. But no, I've just got too much of it, and I really now have way too much now to deal with. Honestly, if you want a bag of scrap card, you let me know. By 13.5. And then this, we're going to cut this at 6. So you do it twice, and then we can get this to match in the middle. 6 and 6. I'm going to put the left hand side on the top, and we'll trim that down to 13. The left hand side is on the top. I have to keep telling myself that because I'll forget. Let's get those out of the way. So these are kind of going to be the doors to my card, and then these match, and they won't quite match when you put it together, but it will give that illusion that it does. Just keeps it nice and neat. Stick these on here. I'm so glad I have these all, well, apart from a few of them, pre-cut out. I'll be here all day otherwise. And I've made a few videos these last couple of days. And it's so warm. We don't get masses of hot weather in the UK. But when it's hot, my goodness, it's hot. And all the Brits do is just complain about it. So I've made a couple of videos with my fan going, and I'm sure I'm going to end up getting people saying, we can't hear what you're saying, Donna. Turn that fan off. So it's not on, and I'm now melting. And they're going to go on there. So this card now is getting quite chunky. So this really will be a special card for somebody. Now I'm going to make it a birthday card, but you can make it any card you like. This is part of a showcase hop that we do. And the showcase hop, I should really call it a show-off hop, because I do like to do something just a little bit different if I've got the time. And I haven't taken part in any hops for a while, just because I've just been really, really busy. My Stampin' Up business has to sometimes take a back seat to the day job, sadly. Right, I will go back to the front of that, but at the moment I'm going to leave that. I think I know how I'm going to finish that off, but I'm just going to have a think about it while I'm completing the rest of this. So we can put that to one side because that's very gluey. We've got 2 pieces of card, and at the moment I can only find one. There it is. These 2 bits of card measure 7 centimetres by 7 centimetres. And then I've got 2 pieces of DSP that are just very slightly smaller than that, so that we have a border all the way around. And they're going to sit there like that, one on top of the other. So we're just layering this card up even more. How are we doing for time? 12 minutes. That's good. We're doing all right. I try not to make these videos too long. I'm always worried that people think they just go on and on. And I do know that people craft along with me, which is a nice thing to do. I sometimes do that as well. If I'm watching people crafting, I do it as I go along, or as they go along on the video. Now I am going to decorate those, and what I've done is from the where is it? The art gallery stamp set, I've picked out the happy birthday sentiment and the best wishes sentiment, and I've stamped that onto white card and punched them out using the, which I've put to one side, there it is, the ovals punch. And then what I'm going to do is sit them on top of there, but not before I've done this. Got to remember which way this goes now. Yeah. So each of these score lines, so we have the pencil line. Oh, I haven't told you what this is, have I? This is 16 centimetres by 3 centimetres. And you are going to score at 3. A pencil line at 5. So on this is ideal for this. So I scored at 3. You can see my score line there, and then at 5, and what I did is I folded that down, pushed that down, got my pencil, and I just made a pencil mark. We need to know where we're going to put our card to. You'll see in a moment, so we just need a pencil line. And then I scored again at 11 and at 14, and I did that on 2 pieces of that. So you want 2 pieces that measure 16 centimetres by 3 centimetres, score at 3, mark at 5, score at 11 and score at 14. And all of your score lines, now these need to be quite well burnished. Like that. And do the same on the other one. then what we're going to do, we need to put each of our card pieces, and that's where you need that pencil line. And what you're going to do is stick this onto that pencil line there, and just a little bit over so you can't see it. And what you're going to do is put glue just in this section here. Now, I didn't use glue. I actually used tear and tape. I found that that was much, much better. But I've realised I've left my tear and tape downstairs, so I will be using glue. So just put, actually what I'm going to do is very, very carefully make a mark at the halfway point. Now it does need to be a really careful mark. Halfway there, so that's at 3.5, and halfway there at 1.5. And it just makes sure that you have got that central, because the fitting on this is quite tight. As long as you're careful, it will fit. Now the only thing we're doing this, I've gone over the line. The only thing we're doing this way with glue is you have got to sit and wait for it to, I can't see that pencil mark. There it is. You have got to wait for it to stick. So get that halfway, and I'll rub that out afterwards. I know that the rubber on the top of my pen isn't particularly clean, so I'm not going to risk that. And then we'll do the same with that, but our pencil line needs to be on this side. Make sure that's the right way up. Tell me how I know, or ask me how I know. And put that on there. Didn't do my little halfway mark. I'll quickly do that before this glue goes off. And we can rub it out afterwards if we need to. Put that on there like that, and then what I'm going to show you next is how this will all go together. Right, that's stuck. I'll put this to one side while that grabs. This is our top one, and for the top one you've got your 3 centimetre square here at the top to the left, and you want to line this up here like that and line up this 3 centimetre square tab here. Okay, and then you'll notice that that score line matches the score line there. So it all kind of fits together. And then if we get this one back, this will match there to the bottom, and you can see there shouldn't be a gap. What I did was I just trimmed my card down very, very slightly, and then this will come over like that, and I'll show you how we're going to put that together. But we just look at that just to check that it all works. I'll take that one off for now and we'll deal with this one. So line that top square up to the top. This tab here, just a teeny tiny bit inside that line, because that needs to go like that, and if it's right on the line it won't. And just keep that all nice and still. Get your glue. Come on, glue. Just in that 3 centimetre by 3 centimetre square. Keep this all nice and still. Fold this over. This is the scary bit, because you think, I've done all this sticking and layering and now I'm going to shove glue on it. So we'll just keep that there for a minute. Isn't this colourful, this project? Really super colourful. Bring that over. Just make sure that's all stuck before you start doing anything else. Flip that, fold that over. Okay, so what you've got is this little, can't remember how much it is, I think that's 2 centimetres by 3 centimetres, and get some glue on that. Now what we're going to do is stick this down with the card shut. As far as I was concerned, this was the trickiest bit of the card. So you bring that over, but before you stick it down, you're closing the card. So hold that down. Tear and tape is far better with this. So what's going to happen is you open it, it floats. Okay, so as long as you take your time with that bit and it comes off like that because it's not stuck down properly. That's why I use tear and tape. I wish I hadn't left it downstairs. So we just need to hold that down. So you might just want to get your finger under there. Make sure your hands are clean. And just stick that down. I'm just going to leave that there for a minute. This one, just make sure you've got everything in the right place. Your 3 centimetre square. I mean, if you're doing this at home, I would then leave that for 5 minutes. In fact, what I'm going to do is pause my video for a minute while it sets. Okay, what you will find is that this will not now open completely flat. Okay, so you need to bear that in mind when you're doing this. If you try and open that out now flat, it won't, and it will just tear off. So this one, what we're going to do is just pop that there. So we'll see when this shuts. That all, yeah, it's not overlapping or anything, but we need to bring this over. So you kind of, you don't need 2 pairs of hands, but you just need to just take your time with it. And I'm going to put some glue. So you could take all of this time doing all of this bit and you don't want to risk it going wrong at the end. And then we'll bring that over. And hold that down. Okay, bring this over and then fold that back. Now, if you love to craft and you love to show what you've been making, why not think about coming over to Facebook and finding our sharing group called Craft and Banter, and we share all of the things that we've made and we show everybody else. It's not a selling group, it is purely a showing off group, set up by myself and my 2 crafty companions, Karen and Victoria. So if you're really interested in showing me what you've made, come over to Craft and Banter. Just search for that. I'll put a link in the description bar, and I'd love to see if you've had a go at making one of these. Right, let's fold this over. Now remember, when it's being folded over, you need to bring that over, okay? So don't forget that bit. And what I remember before is that we need to hold this down for a good couple of minutes. Now, by the power of video, I've been able to just sit there for a couple of minutes. Look at that. Oh, just works perfectly. First time. Woo! Anyway, I've got some very simple sentiments here. So I've got a happy birthday and I've got a best wishes. I didn't want to cover up that lovely writing on there. And you can also put a sentiment on the back. Just depends what paper you're using. Use any paper for this to suit the recipient. Obviously, if somebody loves flowers, they love bright colours. This is right up their street. And I'm just going to pop that on there. Whoops, come on, don't muck about. Put that on there like that. And it needs a little sprinkle of sparkle. So I'm going to put one of those there. So these are just our basic rhinestones. So if the recipient of your card loves a bit of bling, they'll love that. And it's mini stamping dimensionals that I'm popping these on with. Almost finished. All I want to do now is just put something on the front. And I think I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to use another punch. But I just want to get some blingy bits on here. We also do the champagne ones of these and the pearl ones as well. So depending on what you like. will determine what you're going to use. So there's the middle of our card. All shuts, thank goodness, quite nicely. So what I'm going to do next is get out my Heart Duo pack. So the Heart Duo punches, we've got a scallop punch and we've also got the plain edge punch. This is slightly bigger than this, and so it layers beautifully. I'll start by getting the Daffodil Delight card and punching that in the scallop punch. And then with some white card, now because I'm tight on space with this bit of card, I'm going to punch it first. And then I need a sentiment. Now I haven't got anything else in that art gallery, but what I do have is a happy birthday sentiment from Shaded Summer. So here's Shaded Summer, and I'm going to be using that sentiment there. So I've got my stamp and I'm going to be using Evening Evergreen because I like it. It's a nice alternative to black. Just about fits on there. And then what I'm going to do is stick that down with mini dimensionals as well. And then we will be done. You could, if you wanted to, make a belly band that goes all the way around the card to keep that together. You'll need to get yourself a 6x6 envelope for this. I have got a birthday coming up very soon, my sister-in-law's birthday. I know she would absolutely love this because I know that she doesn't, she doesn't do comedy cards. She likes something pretty, and that's exactly what she's got. So this is for her. And I'm going to make an envelope and put it in the post. So what I'm going to do is just put some dimensionals just on this side and then stick it to the front of the card, and we will be done. I really, really hope that you've liked this project. If you have, give it a thumbs up, please. Come and subscribe to my channel if you don't already. I would love to see you. I've got lots and lots of projects planned. I've got a whole diary of projects planned for August and September. I go back to work at the beginning of September, and I want to fill my blog and my YouTube channel with lots and lots of projects for you. And don't forget the Craft and Banter group on Facebook if you'd like to come and join us there. There we have it. A floating card. I really hope you like it, and I hope it inspires you to have a go. I was certainly inspired when I saw this on YouTube. I just came across it purely by accident. It's just so pretty. Thank you for joining me, and I'll be back again soon with another project for you. Bye bye.